Forgive your younger self. Forgive your younger self. A pineapple is a very delicious fruit. But in order for us to enjoy that delicious fruit, we must first peel away the hard layer that surrounds that delicious fruit. Sabotaging behaviors are layers that we have developed over the years as a result of trauma, domestic violence, sexual abuse, mistreatment, hurt feelings, um, bad things people have said to us, and all these things have developed layers around us that have caused us to engage in these sabotaging behaviors. And these sabotaging behaviors, they prevent us from presenting our best self and from being our best self. Ellen DeGeneres once stated that our challenges and obstacles in life, they provide us with layers that give us depth, that make us interesting. Now, are these challenges fun as we undergo them? No, but they are what makes us unique. Good evening. My name is Constance Willard, and I'm going to talk to you about sabotaging behaviors and how to overcome them. I engaged in sabotaging behaviors at one point in my life. For the first 50 years of my life, I was overweight and I struggled with my weight and childhood obesity. And as a result of my weight, I developed sabotaging behaviors that prevented me from being my best self and from presenting my best self and from pursuing opportunities and dreams that I had for myself. Now, I grew up two loving parents, just doting parents, loving parents. But my first day of preschool, at the age of 3, that's when I learned that everyone is not so loving and that everyone is not so nice and kind. My very first day of preschool, the kids made fun of me and they taunted me because I was overweight. So at the age of 3, that initial seed of self-doubt and feelings of unworthiness were planted. Age 3. Age 6, I started first grade on the brink of integration in 1966. I was the only Black student in a school of 250. Now, I was faced with dealing with white teachers who had never taught a Black child, maybe never even interacted with a Black child. Same thing with the students there. Not so nice things were said to me. Not so nice things were done to me during that time. I was overlooked for the lead parts in the school play. I was always pushed toward the back of the platform because of my race. And although I have a very good singing voice, I was never considered for the lead parts in the school choir because of my color. I go on to high school. My friends are preparing to go to prom. On the weekends, they're going shopping for prom dresses. I was at home trying to decide which movie I would watch to entertain myself because I was not invited to the prom. nor did I attend the prom because of my weight. I spent 4 years on a college campus without ever being asked on a date, never going on a date, because all of the guys want the little thin, cute girls. No one wanted to date the heavyset girl. And one thing that occurs when you're overweight, you may be the largest thing in the room, but you're the least seen because you go unnoticed. No one sees you, no one notices you because they overlook you. So you become invisible. Are you invisible today? Have you ever felt invisible for some reason? These feelings of feeling invisible followed me through corporate America because my weight, I was not considered for certain positions and certain things because of my weight. But I decided one day that I was going to do something about my weight. Because I thought at the time in my mind that if I lost the weight, that would solve all of my problems. But the fact is, that was just the tip of the iceberg because I still had all those underlying behaviors that needed to be addressed. These behaviors occurred as a result of my weight. So I began my quest to overcome my sabotaging behaviors. The first thing I did was I got off of my couch. I got off of my couch because I had developed a routine. I would go to work, come home, eat, get on the couch, and then at night, from the couch to the bed. And that was my routine for years. No physical activity, very limited activity, really, during all that time. So I recognized that I had to change that. So what I did was I knew that if I was going to be successful at working out, it had to be done before I came home. Because if I went home and once that garage door closed behind me, I was not leaving. So I packed my exercise clothes every day. I took them to work. I changed clothes at work and I went to work out. Now, this was not an easy process, but as time went on, it got better. The second thing I did was I taught myself portion control. I went to Target, I bought some smaller plates, and I taught myself portion control because I realized that I liked good food and I liked to eat and I did not like to be restricted. So I figured if I taught myself portion control, that would work. So I would use only those small plates, put smaller portions on those small plates, and I only ate what was on that plate, one serving. Now that was not an easy process, but with time, it got better. Now, I started that process in 2010. It's now 2021. And I have you to know that that process is still working for me. I lost 110 pounds. I went from a size 24 to a size 8. But all the while I'm working on my weight, I recognize that I still have these other sabotaging behaviors of lack of self-confidence, shame, guilt, feelings of unworthiness that needed to be addressed. So how did I deal with that? How did I overcome that? Well, I wrote myself daily affirmations. I would take sticky notes, and put them all around my bathroom mirror. And every morning and every night, I read those affirmations, telling myself that I was beautiful, that I am beautiful, I am worthy, I can achieve anything that I desire to achieve, I am important, I do have relevance. And I do this daily, twice daily, every day. I still do it. And that process works. So those things I put into play to overcome my sabotaging behaviors. Now, I mentioned I got off of my couch. Well, there are some couches that are not physical. Now, my couch was actually a physical couch, but there are other couches, such as addictions, procrastination, self doubt, just feelings of not caring about anything, lack of zeal for life. Those are couches too. And they are sabotaging behaviors, and they will prevent you from presenting and being your best self. So I'm here to tell you today that yes, I engaged in sabotaging behaviors. And yes, I overcame those sabotaging behaviors. I overcame those sabotaging behaviors by putting some things in place in my life. I first had to acknowledge that I had these behaviors, and then I had to put in place some strategies to overcome those behaviors. So I'm here to tell you today that if you are on the couch and you cannot get off of that couch, whatever your couch may be, if you are engaging in sabotaging behaviors, I don't care where you were born, what you've been through, if you're a victim of child abuse, self uh, victimization, domestic violence, whatever, you can overcome those things because you are worthy. And God has a divine purpose for your life that you can overcome these things. So I'm here to tell you today that if you're on that couch and you can't get off, if you have recognized within yourself and acknowledged that you are engaging in sabotaging behaviors, I urge you to reach out to me because you can achieve and accomplish overcoming those behaviors. Reach out to me. I'm on Instagram at Anointed Educator. I'm on LinkedIn at Constance Woolard, and I'm also on Facebook. My email address is cwoulrn@gmail.com. Unleash that undeniable impact that God has destined in your life. Unleash it today. Overcome those sabotaging behaviors and become your best self.